Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Force here, and today we'll be taking a look at Slender The Arrival. This is the official sequel to Slender The Eight Pages and brings updated graphics, a new storyline, and additional levels to the game. Now what we're currently looking at is actually the beta for Slender The Arrival. You can get into the beta by pre-ordering the game. What I'd like to do here is just talk with you about the beta, everything that it entails, and the content within. Now, the beta for this game is basically just a visually updated version of the first game. Now there will be, as I stated, a storyline, an updated storyline and new levels eventually. Now I don't know if that's going to come to the beta, but it will eventually be within the game. It just isn't at the moment. You're basically just going through the same forest that you did in the original Slender game, but it looks prettier. The basics of the game are still the exact same. The Slender Man will chase you as you try to move through the forest and collect the 8 pages. And I assume that the same tactics still apply as well. You know, it's one of those things where if you know the Slender Man's next to you, because you just brush over him slightly, you just turn and run in the opposite direction. Try to find the next key location that has a page. You can see I already have 3 out of 8 pages, and then you just continue along this path. Now it's one of those things where the more pages you collect, the harder it gets to avoid the Slender Man, because he's continuing to chase you, and he's more persistent over time. So here's a tent, and the tent always has a page. No, it does not. We gotta move on. So they're these set locations. There's like a tent, there are these vehicles, there's the water tower, there's what appears to be like a little billboard thing here. I actually don't know if I already collected this one. I think I may have. But yeah, oh no, I haven't yet. Okay. But yeah, it's the same game. It is quite literally the same game. Now it's okay, there he is. He's literally right next to me. Now the cool thing about this game is they really do create a sense of tension with the audio, and it's one of those things I actually debated whether or not to make this video, because it's most intense when experienced for the first time by yourself in a dark room with the audio cranked up. Now if you're here, it's because you're interested in knowing more about the game before you make a purchase, before you decide to invest in it, and that's cool. But I think at the same time, it also does take away from the experience. So I almost want to tell you, if you're really, really interested in a horror game like this, you might want to just shut the video off and, you know, go get it yourself. But I don't know that I can recommend it at the moment, and here's the problem. Okay, woo, buddy. The problem at the moment is that this is horrendous. The problem at the moment is that the game contains no additional content to what we saw in the original free version of the game. Now when this game first came out, Slender The Eight Pages, it was free. This one will cost money. At the very least, $5 for pre-order. If you wait till launch, I think it's 10 bucks. So yeah, I mean, you'll be paying money for the same thing, but with better visuals. However, again, in the future, more levels will be coming. There's a storyline as well. The trailer for the game showed this like little kid chasing you in a hoodie, which isn't something that was in the original. I know there's a page in this place somewhere. It's like different every time. Sometimes it's in the bathroom, sometimes it's... Okay, there's one. So yeah, at the moment, I have a hard time recommending this game. Simply because it's just the same thing. It's just the same thing, but it looks prettier, and that's great. Oh! and that's great, and that's fantastic. But until I see additional content, which I'm not certain if they'll add to the beta, so what I'm going to do is I'll be keeping an eye on The Arrival, and if I get word that more content, the additional levels, or some of the storyline does come to the beta, then I'll cover that and I'll give you my opinion. But at this point, I have a really hard time suggesting this game, paying for this game, because you could just get the original Slender for free and pretty much have the same experience. Now again, this looks better, but the visuals didn't detract from the tense experience. You know, what creates tension in this game is the sound of the forest. The constant thumping of the Slender Man chasing you. the silhouetted trees swaying that look like the Slender Man's tendrils. Like, these are the things that create tension, and if you're going to experience this game, play in a dark room, crank the volume up, play by yourself. The first night I played The Arrival, I hadn't played Slender in quite some time. I scared myself silly, turning a corner and like just having the Slender Man appear. I mean, I don't scare easily, and that, not to sound like a badass or anything, but typically jump scares, you know, they don't do too much to me, but man, oh man, was I freaked out. And that certainly, it had a lot to do with the sound and the experience, and it's hard to see that with commentary. It's hard to get that with commentary. I did, of course, want to give you my opinion, though. But yeah, I mean, it's great, but it's tough for me to suggest buying this at the moment. So I'll let you guys know. I will keep you guys updated, and we're just gonna wrap up here. I'm actually gonna stop my commentary and continue through this try with you guys just listening to the audio to get a feeling of the tenseness of this game. Now, let me quickly, before I do that, though, talk to you about the pre-orders. So you can pre-order the game for $5, which will get you a downloadable copy and instant access to the beta. You can pay $10, which will be the retail price once it is released on March 26th, if you're feeling generous right now. There's additional tiers of $15, $25, and $60, all giving you additional stuff like a soundtrack. There's 5 downloadable high-resolution printings of the game, if that's something you care about. And you could also get your name in the credits if you pay for the $60. But that is definitely something I don't suggest unless you just really feel like supporting the developer. Alright guys, let's just wrap up this video now. I'm going to let you guys just listen to the audio and experience the tenseness that is Slender. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, please subscribe, keep watching, and keep owning.